But yeah, dude, I'm all set up whenever you're ready. I was just thinking we could whatever you want. Do you need to warm up, or it's already 10 o'clock?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm warm. I got La La Land playing.
All right.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna actually put on. I was gonna put La La Land on too. So let's get it. Let's get this going. Let's rock this joint. Hello, everybody. Thank you for listening in and tuning in to Side by Side Movies podcast.
Hello.
Hello. I'm here. I'm CJ Robles.
And I'm Ben Garrett.
And I just want to say we have yet another Ryan Gosling movie.
How did we come to that? It's crazy, man. I was thinking about that earlier too. I was like, I don't think there's been a single Ryan Gosling movie that I didn't enjoy wholeheartedly.
That's true.
You know, and it's weird because, man, he's acting different in each one. Like, he really does have range. I mean, you kind of just remember him from The Notebook. I mean, that's like his claim to fame, the early 2000s. But I mean, he can act.
Dude, he's been acting for a long time.
I just never gave him as much credit as I think I should have, for sure. But he did a great job in La La Land. It was almost like his character in The Nice Guys, but not as
a little bit more confident.
Yeah. But he had that same kind of demeanor. Like, what are you doing? Like, you know, back when, you know, like. But yeah, man, I came away really liking La La Land. Like, I remember watching it, but I couldn't tell you what it was about.
You saw it at the theater?
No.
Okay.
I just I caught it on. I probably had like HBO at the time or something, and I caught it on there. And like I said, I couldn't remember. I must not have been paying that much attention to it. But whenever I actually sat down and watched it, man, it was great.
Man,
really good.
So he is probably. So I think he's the most. What do you call it? Offender. I think he's offended us 4 times. Repeat offender. He's a four-time repeat offender. I think so, because we got him in The Big Short, and then we went to Only God Forgives, and then Nice Guys and La La Land.
Yeah.
Is he our most? Our most offensive.
He's offended us the most. Yes.
He has. Damn you, Ryan Gosling. He kind of has like, and I know I feel like what you're saying right now about like you didn't like I didn't really know Ryan Gosling that well outside of the like The Notebook and a lot of the little roles he had, and then he started getting more roles, and then you start seeing like a lot of his range. I could see him easily falling under that Ryan Reynolds, like you're kind of acting, you're kind of yourself. I could kind of see him falling under that cloud, but he's not. He's definitely not. Like, and I brought up Ryan Reynolds. I'm not ashamed of that. I did watch Deadpool 2 the other day, just secretly, but you know.
And also, man, he's 41. He doesn't look terrible for 41.
Gosling?
Yeah.
I think we figured that out. We found out he was in his 40s when we did it. I think actually might have
Big Short.
You know what? I think I might have done with rewatch right now where it might have been The Big Short. We were trying to figure out his age. I don't know. It's been a few episodes, and I just would like to let everyone know that has been following us that season 2 is coming up. Hang in there. So technically, we're already like in season 3. I think we've.
Well, yeah, no, I think season 3 is coming up. I think season 2 is this is the last, probably the last episode.
One of the last episodes. 2. All right.
So,
because we got we got coming next.
It's coming out right at the end. Don't worry, guys.
But you know what we got coming out today that we're supposed to be doing?
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh man. And I tell you what, I was actually looking at a little clickbait article in Facebook today. Always gets me is what's going to be new on Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Disney Plus, all of the streaming services that equal about the price of cable. But Mortal Kombat is coming to HBO Max the 1st of March or May. Excuse me.
It's in theater right now, right? Though you can watch it right now at the theater.
Oh no, I'm talking about the 1995 version.
Oh, the 95 version, the original. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because I think the new one came out today at the theater.
Oh yeah, and it came out on HBO Max too.
It's out already on HBO Max.
It's out. Yep. 2 o'clock this morning.
Okay, so side story. I was gonna go watch Nobody. Did you hear that? Have you seen the previews of that one?
I've heard great things about it.
I was very like, what is this about? And then I saw I want to say I saw that one scene where the bus scene, and then it had an extended trailer to it, and I was like,
Mhm.
whoa, I should have waited. I should have just gone with my gut feeling on this one, because this thing looks totally different than what I was thinking.
Yeah, yeah, dude. It's
So
gonna be John Wick with Bob Odenkirk, and I can't wait.
yes, dude.
It,
I
it
was
literally is because it's the same guy who wrote like the John Wick narrative, and then it's I think somebody who I don't know, a lot of people that were in and produced and helped make John Wick or helped making this movie.
dude.
But dude, I've been listening to Joe Rogan. He's been plugging it, and he's been like, Bob Odenkirk trained for a year to get ready for this role, and I'm like, that's even better. You know, that's pretty cool that he's willing to take on roles like this, and that dude, I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be hilarious. I think it's going to be uh, an action movie. I think it's going to be an action comedy. That's really where they're going with
That's what I'm
this.
looking for, man.
Yeah.
And I
I
honestly think all this pent up, I guess, pandemic stuff. I think this movie might like catch with us, and we might get it out
well,
of us.
it was released in theaters back in March. I think it was March. I end of March, I think. And they were like only in theaters. Like that
Yeah.
was whenever I was listening to the plug Joe Rogan had, that was like only in theaters. Now it's on demand like a month later. But still, I thought that was pretty funny. Like they're like, this is a year of this crap. It's only in theaters. You go see it in theaters. We're done with it, you know. But
Yeah, because I mean, I get to watch a movie this weekend. I might be, I want it to be Mortal Kombat, but I mean, I want it to be Nobody, but Mortal Kombat at the theater. I feel that I did a Kong versus Godzilla, or Godzilla versus, I can't remember. I didn't know justice
yeah,
watching it at home. I feel like I would have should watched it at home. It would have been. I mean, it's a good
but
movie, but I think
okay. You said that if you saw it in theaters, you would have been more satisfied with Godzilla versus Kong.
yeah.
Okay, but you can go see it in theaters still, right? Do you think it
I'm
would have the same, or do you like having that first
that
experience
peel.
there?
I got to get that peel. I got to get that
Yeah,
first. That's I mean because it's new to your to me, and just I think it's that first one, because I'm not expecting anything. I have to be engaged, and I
yeah,
like that. Just like I talked about Tom and Jerry, that movie. I got a review coming up on that one, but I saw it at the theaters, and I hadn't seen it. I hadn't been in theaters, I don't know how long, because of my son. But I was very happy because that movie is our first father son movie we got to watch. So that movie will always be tied with me. And it was I got some things to say about that one. But let's talk about the movies we're supposed to be doing today, which is
oh yeah,
thank you for the intro. We're a little warmed up now. We're doing the Moulin Rouge, 2001, PG-13, 2 hours and 7 minutes, drama musical romance, released June 1st, 2001. A poet falls for a beautiful courtesan whom a jealous duke covets. Director is Baz Luhrmann. Uh,
Boz Lerman.
Luhrmann,
That's probably the most American way to say it, but that's the only way I've heard it.
and that's the writer, and Craig Pierce. It says Ewan McGregor, Nicole Kidman, and John Leguizamo. And we put it today with our Ryan Gosling selection of La La Land 2016, rated PG-13, 2 hours and 8 minutes, comedy, drama, music. Oh, you got me there. December 25th. It was released on Christmas 2016. While navigating their careers in Los Angeles, a pianist and an actress fall in love while attempting to reconcile their aspirations for the future. And this is director Damien Chazelle and writer Damien Chazelle. Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone. And this is why I really wanted to ask you real quick. Can you give me the definition? Because I know you know way better than I do. Because I have dabbled into musicals, but the old school ones. And this one says, what is a musical? Because I'm kind of confused with these two movies.
So I would say La La Land is a musical all
You
day. Moulin
think
Rouge is more of a movie that is fueled by music, but I would still kind of consider it a musical. But in all the rights of what a musical should be, La La Land is that. If you go back to like the 50s and stuff like that, you have like the Music Man, stuff like that. A lot of the way this movie looks is how those movies would look, but in an updated form. So
Well, that's what I was asking. 'Cause
also I consider a musical to have original music instead of just,
remakes.
yeah.
So
But it, it's kind of a broad term in my opinion.
because it doesn't have musical here on the IMDb. It has music, but it has a musical on the Moulin Rouge. I just caught that. Now the only reason I'm asking because I'm like I've seen Fiddler on the Roof, West Side Story.
Mhm.
I've seen I don't know, I've seen
And
Cats.
if you go down, it has music and musical on the genres.
Okay,
So I
so
think it
it's
was
like the fourth or fifth thing.
yeah, and I think that music is just because it has maybe its own original music.
Because I think because La La Land to me feels more of a movie with music in it. Where I feel now, see Moulin Rouge. Now this is where we've been finding out. I feel like Moulin Rouge is more like it was like an Oscar chaser or something. Because
No,
it was one of those. Because or
no.
maybe sells because I remember like as soon as I heard that lady, whatever like, the
Lady Marmalade
more
song.
like, yeah, that as soon as I heard that song, I totally remember. I was like, God, I used to play the hell out of that song. Like I
Yeah,
remember,
same.
I was like, damn. And then we had, and I just remember like little Kim's like boom, 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 boom. Like she comes out, and I was like, oh yeah, little Kim. It's Pink. It's what's her name?
Christina
Christina
Aguilera.
Aguilera. There's like 4 or 5 of them. I think
Yeah.
Christina Milian's in it, and they had quite a. I just remember that song, and then
Oh, it was a hit for
so
sure.
so I started seeing the movie. So to me, one thing I did love about Moulin Rouge is the motion graphics and all the like little animation things they do is beautiful. It kind of does have that movie feel to it though,
Yeah.
where I feel like you were saying like La La Land does have a lot of the elements, but I'm kind of lost because I feel like there were a lot of times where there wasn't any music, where it's just dialogue and acting. So I was kind of like,
Yeah. Well, and see that's the thing. Like whenever I think of musicals, well, I think of going to a theater, like watching Book of Mormon. You know, um, and they do have musical numbers, but it's not singing the entire time. Now, I'm pretty sure there are musicals that you do have pretty consistent singing, but they do have those points in times where they're acting. I think another thing too is that may be kind of the point, is it's not, um, it's not to say that these two actors can't sing, but it's not like that's their strong suit. And I think, like I said, I think that's the point, is to they needed actors. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
opposed to
They
performers
didn't,
or
yes, they didn't need
okay,
like
okay.
theater. They needed Hollywood actors, because it's a film about Hollywood. Um, and so it's just, I don't know. I think that was on purpose. But no, I mean, they do sing good.
No,
Um,
yeah. I mean,
sing well, excuse me. They
it, it,
sing good.
it's really gooder.
Uh,
I'll still use it more gooder. I don't care. What do you call it? I own this movie. When I was younger and I was buying stuff at like the Walmart, I bought a little DVD case. Like, I think I had like 30 DVDs, 15 and 15 on each side. And I
mhm,
remember I had to be like, oh, I just bought this case. I need some movies. And there was like a $3 to $5 bin. And that was one of them.
yeah.
And then my DVD player was like a CD player where it had like the five discs you can put in. So I put a DVD in, and then one of those just happened to be in there. So I had the box on top, and I'll just let that thing play. And the TV was on; it would just be playing. I'd have like Spider-Man 2, I had like Hostage, I had Moulin Rouge, also had Finding Nemo and 13 Ghosts, and those are the 5 that were constantly playing. But it wasn't until that song that why does my when I heard like I was that song was playing when I was just chilling on the bed and I heard it and I was like, where's that coming from? It's coming from my TV. And then that's when I was like, dude,
Yeah.
this movie's sound I just bought it because it's it's $3. And then I sat down and watched it and I was like, this is pretty damn good. And then
Mhm.
as now I'm sitting as older gentleman, I'm sitting here thinking, I wasn't a kid when I watched it like 20 years ago. I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, I can see a lot. I know I'm aware of more things. One thing right away I caught on was I think for sure this is the second time Joan Leguizamo has played a small person.
What's what was it the clown in
Spawn, yeah.
Spawn? Yeah.
So I'm like, man, he's kind of I don't know if
And
he's done
they
this.
they do have tricks and stuff. I mean, you have Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and
Oh yeah, I
stuff
don't
like
know.
that. Where
What I'm saying is that's his character. That's a character he's playing again.
yeah,
So I was like, oh, okay.
Well,
So
I
that
mean, and you know what's crazy is Baz Luhrmann also directed Romeo and Juliet with
that's
Leonardo DiCaprio. John Leguizamo's in that as well. And
dude.
so also he directed a Netflix TV show, The Get Down, and it is very good. It has music in it as well. It
I saw a
has
thumbnail for that. I didn't click it.
yeah, it has Jaden Smith in it. Um, Gosh, who else? I can't think of his name. He was in Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
Uh,
Goodness.
you find it real
But
quick.
anyway,
Kylie Malone coming. I totally forgot she was in this. And the as the Tinkerbell. So do you think that the artists couldn't get together until they had that absence drink where they kind of all got on the same page, and that's how they were all able to kind of trick the dude? Because honestly, this is like because I think the Moulin Rouge is an old story, right? It's from is
yeah,
this is like a
they
modern
have
day,
a they have an original Moulin Rouge. I
and it
think
is
from like '39.
yeah something like that. So I know this is a remake, so that's why I was saying they already had a blueprint to this. So and this
Yeah,
is from back in the day because the story, especially in 2001, still story is very simple. It's kind of messed up. I mean, it's when I say messed up, I mean in just a story what they're doing, but it's not to say that that doesn't happen. I mean, it's basically
yeah.
they're using what's her name, Nicole Kidman's character, which is by the way, she's like I was like, yeah, Satine, and she's beautiful in this movie. They have they use her character to like sleep with the Duke so they can get his money.
Hmm.
Like, and then they don't let him sleep with her. She doesn't. That's like that whole. That's the once you get past that little part of like it's an old movie from like you said the 30s, and then when you start seeing the way the choreography comes together, the way all the dancing, the colors, the way it feels, it doesn't really feel like anywhere. It feels like a fantasy place.
Yeah.
It
Oh yeah.
honestly, it
Well,
honestly.
I think that's because the absinthe. I think just a little bit.
But I mean, no, no. I mean the okay. So, oh, he's having a memory.
Yeah.
This whole time he's having a memory.
That's why it's all glossy and pretty, and he's writing his story. That's why it
So
opens with the curtain and you
that's
see
true.
how everything really is, and or how it became. It very well may have could have been as glossy as he remembers it, but um yeah, no.
I do like it though, man. Like I'd say, like I mean, just the way they use all the shots, the special effects, like a lot of the stuff is like what do you call it? In camera too. So the story though, I was not the story. What was I gonna say? So this is a story about he's using his past pains to make his future gains. I guess is what I would call it, because he's kind of
Um
he's trying to write, and all he could write is this story about Satine.
yeah, I think you're looking at it too much as a businessman, my friend.
What do you
All
mean?
right, he is living in Bohemian France. All right, he's writing this so he can live with himself. All right,
Yeah,
he's getting his story out, not necessarily for gains. I think it's
just to get it out.
I think it's just to get it out, just to get it on paper. He's a writer. He wants to write about love, and now he has that story about love. Because I mean, if we're being real, it's what's going to happen
That's
to
true.
everybody. It's a depressingly true story. Um, but and it happens so fast too. Like he's throwing money at her at the end, and then not but 5 minutes later, he's turning around just because somebody says one thing to him. It's very it's very fantasized, like you said, and it
Yeah,
happens so fast. I mean, normally you have a situation like that. It's going to take it would take years to resolve. Not maybe not years, but like it wouldn't happen so quickly. Uh,
dude. Because yeah.
but
So now, so that's where I'm wondering. So are we in? We're. I thought we were in a retelling of the story, but we might be actually be in his head.
yeah, I
We
think
might.
it's a little bit of both. I think it is the retelling of the story, but like I said, you're gonna have your version of it.
Dude, I think the lighting's great in this movie too, man.
Oh yeah.
It's got a pretty cool element to it, man.
Well,
It,
and shout out to Jim Broadbent too,
mm-hmm.
the guy who plays Zidler.
Zidler.
I mean, yeah, dude, like totally Broadbent. Yeah, totally sold me on that dude.
Dude,
And what's crazy is he played in Harry Potter years later. I was like, that's not the same guy.
yeah,
It can't be the same guy. It just looks. I mean, the costume design, the all that. It was fantastic.
man. I'm assuming with this podcast, this episode particularly because there's musicals, we're not gonna get a lot, especially from Moulin Rouge. I feel like we're not gonna get a lot of meat from the story because it's pretty
No.
straightforward. But there's a lot to this movie that we can pick up from, and just the performance alone, we could probably talk for about a good 30-40 minutes. Like,
Yeah, well, you know what I really like about this movie is just it's not original music, but it's a reimagining of music. You know, it's putting that spin of that not having that modern because what was it? You have like Roxanne, and it has like
Roxanne,
that kind of
Nirvana.
yeah,
You also have, man. There's a lot of remixes. Let me look that up real quick. Keep going.
yeah, and even Lady Marmalade is a
It's a remix.
yep. I think there's like one or two original songs, and even like the whenever they're in the name of love song, it's like a medley of songs that they're doing.
Yeah,
But
let's see. I'll just because there's a lot, man. And then there's a part where they overlap. And
yeah,
there's a are any of the songs in Moulin Rouge original? Let's see. Come what may, I figured that would
yeah,
be.
I'm pretty sure that was
It says because it had originally been written for Romeo and Juliet. I'm happy you brought that up. I wasn't aware of that because this does have a Romeo and Juliet-esque feel to it.
mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the same cartoon illustrator or the same comic illustrator making a different comic, but it still has those feelings of the old comic or like what they've done in their prior experience. So let's see. I mean, I'm gonna go with the budget and everything here. Yeah, dude. Check this. The budget is 52 million, and they gross 179 million 179.2. A lot.
I bet you, and not even thinking about like the record sales and everything, because you'd have to buy the whole soundtrack back in 2001. I don't think you had the option of going on iTunes, and I don't
No,
even think
dude.
there was iTunes
No,
back
dude.
then.
No, you do it easier. Back then, you work with a studio, and they allow you what they have under their belt, and you just work with their tools. It's not like nowadays. It was I mean, it's the same idea, like the same, but now we do it ourselves. Where back then you had to get permission, which was whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I'm saying, they remixed it themselves. That's why I feel like this thing got an Oscar best art direction, set decoration, best costume design, and it got nominated for best actress in a leading role, Nicole Kidman, best cinematography, Donald McAlpine, best film editing, Jill Bilcock, makeup, sound. They see. So I think the only acting, I guess, nod will be to Nicole Kidman,
Mm-hmm.
but they won a Golden Globe.
Yeah.
And they won that BAFTA, the one you're telling me about.
Mm-hmm. The British Oscars, essentially what it is. Yeah, and like you said, it won best costume design and best art direction, set direction. That's awesome. It was a nominee. Hey man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nominations. That's impressive.
That's a lot, yeah.
You know.
But that's what I was asking too about. Was it a more of they knew they were going to come out with this because like I feel like if you didn't really have to.
I don't know if they came out. I mean, I know. Well, I mean, yeah, no, it probably was because from what I understand about the Oscars, you have to like pay to get in there and market in there. So, I mean,
it's all a gimmick.
I think I don't think it was necessarily made for that, but I think it once it realized what it had and it had a potential to.
You think after it was created,
it was nominated for Best Picture in 2001. What else was that coming out in 2001?
No, there's a lot of good movies going back then. I mean, yeah. I'm pretty sure Chronicles of Riddick was 2000. Oscar 2001 Oscars. Let's do that real quick.
Jurassic Park 3, 2001.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, see. Well, it's 2002 Academy Awards.
Oh, because it's not because it came out in 2001, so it's got to be the. So let's see, 2002. Yeah, we usually talk about like a lot more things, but musicals, they're, you know what? I think they're just straightforward. You enjoy the ride of a musical, you know.
Yeah.
They're not meant to, for you to think too much. Like I said, the plot is super simple. They're just conning a guy out of his money, and he catches on, and you know. Oh yeah, because let's see, Training Day, Denzel Washington, Russell Crowe,
Okay.
Sean. Oh, Sean Penn. I ain't saying he went too full. Will Smith, Ali, Tom
Okay.
Wilkinson in the bedroom. Well, this is the Oscars though. I'm in the Oscars. I'm not in
Yeah.
the.
No, I mean that's. Oh, yeah, for
Oh, here's
best
the.
picture, that's what we were looking for.
Yeah, best picture.
Those were all
That's
the best picture nominees. I Am Sam, Training Day,
no, that was leading role.
Ali.
Let's see by film.
Ah,
Let's go by film. Oh no, wait. Let's go by category. Yeah, those leading man. Let's go by. Sorry, let me go by categories. Let's see, supporting. We're going by film, right? Let's see,
yeah.
animated feature, Shrek, Jimmy Neutron, and Monsters Inc. That's only 3 of them. Man, that's insane. Art direction. There's the Moulin Rouge win. Cinematography, costume design, directing, documentary feature, documentary short, film editing, foreign language. Let's see, Lord of the Rings won the winner of that
Oh,
original
Lord of the
score.
Rings.
The Rings.
One ring to rule them all.
One ring to bring them together. All right, Elias. Best picture, Beautiful Mind, and
Okay.
then
Oh,
Gosford Park, In the
all right.
Bedroom, The Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. That's insane. That one got a good. And then Moulin Rouge.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Best picture, Beautiful Mind.
That's that's Beautiful Mind got it. That was a really good movie. Russell Crowe did great in that too.
Yeah, dude, that one I have to rewatch that one because I watched that one too young, and that one threw me
Yeah.
off because I didn't know we were in his head the whole time. Spoilers.
Yeah. Oh.
You come
Yeah,
here,
man.
you came for the spoilers. You know, so you shut up this West. Shut up.
Yeah. No, but it's like you said, it's a very visual movie.
It
And
doesn't. Let me put it this way. Sorry to interrupt, but this one doesn't catch me like La La Land. But I think it's real. I think what you said about the. I'm starting to understand what you mean now about the musical.
yeah.
Like La La Land is pretty musical now about the sense. But the Moulin Rouge I did have like so for Moulin Rouge, I felt like it was half theater, half movie, and they were trying to bring it more into
Yeah.
the cinema world. And then with La La Land, I
See,
felt
that's how I felt about La La Land.
you thought it was
It's
50-50
strange.
there.
Yeah. But go on.
Well, I'm just saying
Explain.
because all the graphics and the design and everything. I mean, basically, La La Land is Ryan Gosling in a suit, and he pulls it off, that bastard. But you know, like this is I mean, Moulin Rouge is a fairy tale. You're going somewhere. You're supposed to be like. There's a lot of reality in La La Land,
Yeah.
like real reality. Where in Moulin Rouge, it's a story that could have happened in the 1800s, 1700s, 1990s. You know,
Yep.
it's the same kind of story. My score with the Moulin Rouge started, and it did one of these, you know,
Hmm.
and I didn't really go too low or too high, but I was looking at the movie, and it didn't feel like 2 hours. It went by pretty fast, as in like entertaining wise. It held my attention. I don't know, man. I like the graininess of it. Oh, by the way, one of the actors there, I have that whole like I could remember people sometimes. There's one of the actors right away, the big dude, the guy that catches Satine when she falls. He's in Doom.
Wait, not the narcoleptic.
No. The dude,
Oh, okay.
he
Oh,
catches her. He catches her. The big dude,
yeah.
the big guy. He's I mean I got his name earlier. He is also in Doom, and I was like, man, his role in this movie is he's probably a character actor in both movies. I would give him the same amount of credit. He does a little bit more speaking in Doom, but man, he's a big dude, and he's like super limber in here. Let me see. I gotta look up Doom now. But I was like, dude, that guy can move around. That guy can dance. And when you see him in Doom, he's like he's all serious. But he's like, because he's the big gun. He's the big gun in Doom, and that was in 2005. So 4 years later. So it's not even too far apart. Let's see. He was what's his name? He is in both those. Sorry, I gotta find him real quick. Destroyer, is that his name? Yeah, there he is. Is he in Moulin Rouge? I just want to confirm because I believe he is in Moulin. Yep,
I
he
have
is. Le
Diobaya. Is
le
that who you're looking at?
le chocolat, le chocolat. Yeah, Diobaya O Pari Puri.
Do you see that Ozzy Osbourne was the Green Fairy voice?
Is that who that was?
Yeah.
So so wait, he's the voice
Mm-hmm.
of the abstinent fairy?
Yeah, I think I was reading in the trivia that it was originally that he was going to be the fairy.
Oh, that would have been awesome. It's Sharon. Oh, and that's why I calm down on the partying because I'll see what a raging against the machine too much can do to you.
Man, but I gotta just say, Ewan McGregor is great in this movie, man. He totally sells it. I really enjoy anything he's in, especially Star Wars. He is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hey, dude, it's okay if you start at the bottom, work your way up on his movies.
Yeah.
No, he's dude. I mean, we could do a whole thing on McGregor. I was looking at this, I was looking at this, and I was like, man, now did they get an actor like that is playing the role, like a good-looking guy that they just put in there, or is he?
He
Really,
has a voice, man.
that's what I'm asking. Is his
No,
voice?
This one was the voices for sure. Like they were a combination of both. I believe Nicole Kidman has a pretty decent singing voice as well.
Dude,
So they needed somebody that could belt out these verses, as opposed to La La Land, which honestly, like I said, I consider La La Land more of a musical than Moulin Rouge. If we're being real,
I understand what I totally get. You're right. A musical, straight up.
Just because of the, like I said, just the look of it, man. Like just how you have people interacting. Like even that first scene where you're just on the highway and everybody's like starts dancing and doing all this other crazy stuff, and then like that just I was like, all right, cool. Like this is gonna be a for real musical. Like I'm going to the theater and seeing this in person. Like that's really how it felt.
I get exactly. If you were to take that out of the cinema and put it in theater, La La Land would be an easier transition. But a lot of the just a lot of the thing this reminded me of was the producers. Where producers is like the newer version. I didn't really see the old one. I've seen parts
with
Nathan Lane and Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, Matthew Broderick. Yeah.
So that was a comedy, but that one feels like a comedy. Like you're laughing the whole time you're watching that one, and that's a musical, right? Like,
yes.
So
confirm?
For sure. Okay, double confirm.
Yeah.
All right. So,
like I said, original music, boom, musical all day. That's why South Park, bigger, longer, uncut,
musical. So
it's just what it is, dude. It's not. It literally has its own songs, and I mean, even in IMDb, musical. Like it's crazy.
Well, the thing about
it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like a musical, but that's the great thing about it.
And I can see how you would see Moulin Rouge and think this is more of a musical, as in the sense, because I mean they don't sing till like the first 20 minutes or something like that. It's like 10 minutes pass by. I remember I was like, okay, when's the and then La La Land, it's like 3 minutes in, you're like, boom. So I felt that I did feel that La La Land was a little bit not dragged out, but at one point I was like, I wanted more music. But I understand why they did what it has impact in there. It has a lot. There's a lot of impact. We're Moulin Rouge, especially watching it back then when I was younger. I remember just seeing like more of all the flashy, nice stuff, the stuff just like the Oscars, just the environment, the ambiance, the singing, the acting. The acting is great. It's in the middle. It's not cinema. Yeah. It's not theater. Like the Moulin Rouge has really good acting, and I don't. It might be Baz Luhrmann. It might be
Luhrmann.
Luhrmann.
Let's just go.
How do you say Luhrmann?
Baz Luhrmann. That's how I say it.
All right, so Baz Luhrmann. So the way he's at.
Sorry if I'm butchering that. I'll take the reins.
Well, no. I'm having hard with that U and that M and the double N, and it's messing me up. I'm not. I think Baz Luhrmann, the way he was able to maybe do the figure out from the time from Romeo and Juliet. I think it was like 96, 97 till this one. because there's a nice little transition there where the acting is on point. It's on point. Like there's certain scenes that need to be silly, but it doesn't go over dramatically silly. And there's certain scenes that need to be serious and doesn't go cinematography serious. Like, oh, look at this impact. No, just this is they're fighting, they're falling in love. They don't want to keep going. They want to keep doing this. Yeah, you get that. This is after Nicole Kidman made Eyes Wide Shut, right? Eyes Wide Shut was like 99.
I believe, yeah.
So yeah, she got like because she started getting other movies too, and then she started doing the horror movies, like the others, I believe, with the something like. So she got into that. One of my ex-coworkers, he's a little bit older than me, and he had told me, I go, we're talking. He's a film guy, and he said that he said Nicole Kidman, famous one, my favorite one. I was like, and then I go Nicole Kidman, and then I give him that little, and then he just started saying all the movies she was in. And I was like, those are a lot of good movies. Like she does. She has a good lead. That's another thing. She's Australian. And then what is Ewan McGregor? Is he Scottish or?
I want to say, I'm not too sure.
I already clicked it, but it's gonna take a couple minutes because good old Franny.
Let's see. I got you.
Scotland. Yeah.
Scotland.
So he's in Scotland. So that you have an Australian actress and a Scottish actor, and this Paris. So it's kind of a lot of elements. I mean, and we can't tell.
And John Leguizamo.
And John Leguizamo. That's go to Chicago.
He is a great actor as well. He is another repeat offender this week.
Yes, he is.
We had him in John Wick. And we have him again today. Honestly, man, I wouldn't mind doing some John Leguizamo movies as well. What was it? We do have Spawn. We have Super Mario Brothers.
Well, that's another thing. Where's he the lead? I thought about this. I was like, because he's in The Pest, but that movie's that's a you got to be kind of like that mindset, which I have. I'm pretty sure you do. So
I feel like let's see here.
What are his top four? And by the way,
it's Moulin Rouge, Spawn, The Pest, and Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, are the ones we brought up.
So literally we've talked about all four of those.
Hey, dude, him as the Tybalt in Romeo and Juliet. He's pretty intense,
perfect,
man.
Perfect.
He's intense,
it's perfect,
dude.
Yeah.
As the cousin, dude. He's
he's Sid in Ice Age. That's how he's been making all his money recently.
Reality. Yeah.
Because man.
That's the goal, I think, as an actor. You got to attach yourself to a project that's going to keep living.
He was in Ride Along recently, Kick-Ass 2.
I didn't even see Kick. I need to watch that one. And I did I didn't watch Jim Carrey's performance. I want to see how good he does. The John Leguizamo from watching John Wick to watching him now, like even though it's backwards and non chronological order, man, he's got range already there. Do you see the growth? I mean, just the way he when he punches Victor's son, he just like decks him, and I'm like, dude, that scene right there is pretty intense because like it's that's like it's his place. And he's feeling the pressure that's what might come his way. Either way, he's screwed. So you get that intense. And then this scene, he's a drunk in this movie. And it isn't until Ewan McGregor tells him he's a drunk. I'm like, oh yeah, that's why he's like that. I mean, what I'm trying to say also, like he plays a small character. Like I know the CGI, but just to understand, have an awareness that you're in the camera and you're a small person, like you're a small character, and it's something that's.
So, I was gonna say. A movie that he is a lead in. Oh gosh, what I have? It's not the fan. I would say Super Mario Brothers, even though Bob Hoskins.
I love him. We could do like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit and squeeze in John Leguizamo in there with Super Mario Brothers,
we could also squeeze in Michael. He's not in it a whole lot, but he is in it.
Michael, the John Travolta one.
Yeah. Isn't that Bob Hoskins? It's his.
Oh yeah, Bob. Yeah, he plays. Oh yeah. I thought you were talking about. I thought we were on John Leguizamo. Yeah, no, he plays the. I have that movie and I just watched it not too long ago, or actually I saw it last year, but it feels like not too long ago. He plays like the ad president or something. Like he's the owner of the firm they needed.
He's in Hook. Oh yeah, that's
dude. He's now that guy. He's got a Cockney accent. I did a horrible Cockney accent. He's got. I was just hearing him and. How he does an American accent is insane, dude. I was like, dude, that guy's a good like New Yorker and looking 90s guy, and he's he's from the UK. It's like insane. His personality is pretty badass. So if you ever watch some of Bob Hoskins' interviews when he was younger. And I don't mean like younger, like a teenager, like when you watch him just when, when he's like in his 40s.
Yeah.
He has like a Phil Collins freaking vibe to him, man. Kind of look alike, kind of have the Phil Collins a little bit nicer, but Balkan's a little bit more of a hey, confident. Like,
yeah,
I like him there. Yeah, the Green Fairy, Kylie Minogue. That was when I saw her, I was like, oh, dude, she's been around forever too, man. She's been around like in the music world for a long time.
Oh, is she a singer?
Yeah. She lives in the gay bars too because they're always playing her. Like, she's dude, she's been around for a minute.
Yeah.
They did well with the casting.
They did.
The Duke is a good portrayal,
Yeah.
but they
Dude,
want
that
you
guy
to...
has range. Well, I mean, mostly every movie I've seen him in, he's pretty much the villain.
Richard Roxburgh, bro.
Yeah, he was in Van Helsing. What else was he in?
Rake is a show. Sanctum.
Oh, I think he was in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I could be
yes,
wrong on that.
He is. He plays the...
He's the M character.
Damn, he's always a bad guy, dude. So far, he does a good villain. And Van Helsing too. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was Dracula.
Hey, you mind holding the fort down?
I will hold down the fort. Well, let's pick something we can talk about. Yeah, Van Helsing. Let's see. All right, Moulin Rouge. Let's get some trivia up in here. Let's see what we can find. That's always a good place to start. Oh, okay. Filming was halted for 2 weeks in November 1999 after Nicole Kidman fractured 2 ribs and injured her knee while rehearsing a dance routine for the film. Many of the scenes where she is seen only from the chest up, including a real actress, were shot while she was in a wheelchair. Insane. That's good. Well, trivia, man. IMDb trivia. The original drafts of the script, Satine had a 3-year-old child, and the story was told in flashbacks told by Christian to the child. I can see that. In the journal, you gotta... I did like the Like a Virgin number 2. Broadbent's voice is dubbed by opera singer, mimicking Broadbent's own vocal performance. So he sung, and he did the scenes, and then with his own voice, and then the opera singer matched it, but made it like a better, higher quality. The floor was rubber and the Coca-Cola, so the dancers would slip. The segment. Okay, let's keep going. The wardrobe department created 300 costumes, and at one point, 80 people were employed for the task. That's a lot. That's a pretty big budget, but it did make almost 3 times the amount they put into it. I think that's as I'm seeing, is just Hollywood movies, and not independents, not you and I movies, just Hollywood movies. They have to have it's a business. They have to have a income back, or they won't make anything, or they won't be able to make movies. So I'm thinking that this movie was kind of a little bit kind of knew what they were making here. And the movie's told from 1899. Oh yeah, there is a goof I saw that they have. There's a few little things they have here. Let's see. Well, for the most part, I believe this movie is entertaining. It is also very it's definitely fantasy. You feel the romance, you feel the love. Now I've talked to Ben when he returns with about that love. They just kind of threw it in there, like, let's pick something that they want to go with, love, and then they're like, all right, love. They don't really show it too much. Like, I feel it in La La Land. I feel the love between the 2 characters, the 2 leads. But in what do you call it, Moulin Rouge, I just feel like they talk about it. Where La La Land, I feel like they show it. The unconscious Argentinian is played by Jacek Koman. He does a good job. Narcoleptic performer, falling asleep on stage. Yeah, he definitely would have to have an understudy if you can get through the whole performance. The unconscious Argentine. That's funny. I'm actually, I have the movie playing, so I'm at the scene where they're building the story for the Duke, and they're all in the room just kind of spitting the ideas, putting it together. I think that's a great idea. I mean, not a great idea, but I like the way they tell that story. I was just rambling on, and the last thing I left on was with I'm at the scene where they're talking about the story they're telling the Duke, and they kind of whip it up together.
Yeah.
So everybody does their own parts at the time, so that's why it's easy to sell. I was talking about the love factor. I want to like I feel like in the Moulin Rouge, they kind of just tell you the word love, but and they show you a little bit. They do show you a lot of the days passing, but I felt La La Land. I felt the love in that
Yeah.
movie. Now it also makes me think that Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone probably dated or something, or they
Maybe.
were maybe they had that, or
Um,
maybe they're just that close of friends that they have a relationship like that. It just seems so natural on the screen. But do you think that the love element in Moulin Rouge was a big thing, or was it just in there just to kind of keep the ball rolling?
no, it was a big thing and kept the ball running. I think it did both. It was something that was man, if you're looking at it from a realistic point of view, is made love very flashy and like kind of like that Romeo Juliet kind of feel. Like you have that fast like here one minute gone the next kind of love in the worst possible way, you know.
Yeah,
And but it just made it seem like, oh, all you need is love. It like it even states in the movie, man. It's like that bohemian, like we believe in freedom and truth and love and uh, you know all these ideas that were radical, you know, because these were artists, these were people that were expressing themselves in different ways. So that's why you had whenever you have the Moulin Rouge and you have like all these people just dressed up in all these crazy clothes and just you know all sorts of stuff that you wouldn't normally see.
yeah, like yeah, I see friendship more in this movie. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot more friendship. There's love.
Well,
I do,
it's yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
but like in La La Land, it's a great story. The way it's told, and Moulin
Yeah.
Rouge, I think, and also La La Land has 15 years of cinema extra than Moulin Rouge. You know, the time they're
Hmm.
making these movies were the way they were making them. Um, I don't know. I think with the story's kind of straightforward with Moulin Rouge. It's like I said, it's an entertaining like little ride.
Yeah.
Where I can't really relate to Moulin Rouge except for that scene. Probably, I mean, for those scenes where like you find someone that you are in love with, but they're in love with someone else. But they're that's happening when you're younger. Where you look at looking at somebody and they're like, well, you're staring at that guy. You're not even looking in my direction. So maybe we shouldn't date. How
Yeah.
about we just kind of call it quits and you go with where you want to go? It's like and where La La Land is like I could totally relate. Where I'm like, oh damn, there's like so many layers to this that connect with me. I don't know if it's because of the timing or the age or whatnot, but you know, it definitely speaks a little bit more to me. Let's
It
see, we
it pulls
got
on the heartstrings.
yeah,
It
man.
it 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 gives you what was crazy, man, is like in La La Land towards the end, like you just you kind of that gut wrenching feeling whenever they meet up again years later and and moved on, and it's just like ah it builds tension without in a musical drama, where there shouldn't be a whole lot of tension, you still feel it.
yeah.
That's how you know you have a good drama right there. If you can make people tense over just or like anxious over a situation, like, oh, you put yourself in their shoes and be like, oh man, that would just be crazy.
Yeah.
um
I'm like I said, I once owned Moulin Rouge, so it'll be now that we've done it, it's definitely gonna be part of my repertoire, part of my collection. But I would watch this. It's an easy watch.
yeah.
It's entertaining. There's a little bit of layers to it, but for the most part, it's just straightforward movie.
Yeah.
The story.
It's a fun movie. It's a fun movie to watch. It's like you said, it's an easy story to follow. It's not a it's not it like you said, it has layers, but not as many as La La Land. It just
You know, I was looking at some of this trivia stuff. Where I was like, let's go
mhm.
trivia, dude. Filming was halted for 2 weeks in November 1909 after Nicole Kidman fractured two ribs and injured her knee while rehearsing a dance
Oh
routine for
yeah.
the film. Many of the scenes where she is seen only from the chest up, including a real actress, where, as the quotations, were shot while she was in a wheelchair. She shot this movie in a wheelchair.
Damn.
That's hardcore, man. like she
Yeah,
broke,
that's dedication right there. She
that
must
is,
have
dude.
really.
So maybe those she's really crying. She's like, oh, this really hurts. And also, there
Yeah.
was another part in here. I was reading little quick little snippets, like one-liners, and it says here in original drafts of the script, Satine had a 3-year-old child, and I don't know why I said daughter. And the story was told in flashbacks, told by Christian to the child. That's another layer there.
That'd be even worse.
A little bit sadder. Yeah, your mom was this, worked at a brothel. So let's keep it at that. The Green Fairy was going to be long-haired, Muslim man and a giant sitar of Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, you were saying that.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have really followed with that comedy. That would have totally busted this thing in the comedy if that would happen.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't know. I see it more of that than an art piece. Let's see. It's also, there's a lot of Heath Ledger comes up a little bit. Apparently, he didn't get casted because he was too young and he held a grudge.
Really?
Yeah, so he wouldn't work with Nicole Kidman. But I think Heath Ledger was from Australia too. The Australians.
Yeah, he was. He was Australian as well. But in 2001, I guess he was quite a bit younger than Nicole Kidman at the time.
Dude, and getting to actor Jim Broadbent, he's in. Have you seen The Gangs of New York?
Yeah.
Which one is he in that movie?
Oh, I have no clue. Not
Dude,
just off the top.
Dude, Daniel Day-Lewis is pretty hardcore in this movie, man.
Yeah, dude, that movie is fantastic.
The way he just kind of like, oh,
is
man,
that Scorsese that directs that?
I believe so. Yeah, it's Scorsese.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, Martin Scorsese is just the director, but damn, man, the way he was he's the butcher in this movie, isn't he? Billy the Butcher.
Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, Bill the Butcher Cutting. Yeah, that's me. With words. Yeah, dude, he's that. No, but man, he does a good job. What do you call it? He really does do a good job. Jim Broadbent. He's an English actor too, from the UK. United.
A lot of people went for this movie.
They went for the roles.
Yeah, for Moulin Rouge.
Who you got?
Elijah Wood. You had.
For Christian?
I don't know if it was for Christian,
but he auditioned for it.
Like a sing song. Let's see here. Catherine Zeta-Jones and Heath Ledger were contenders to play Satine and Christian. Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal, Rowan Keating, and then for Satine, it was Kate Winslet, Hilary Swank, Renee Zellweger, Drew Barrymore, Natalie Mendoza, Charlene Spiteri, Sophie Ellis Bext. I don't know any of those. Courtney Love auditioned for Satine as well.
Oh, that would have been the Courtney Love, Moulin Rouge. Dang, she'd be in a wheelchair too.
She would have got what was coming to her.
Well, you said good old Wolverine, but there's no. I know as much as he loves doing Oklahoma and stage. Once he became Wolverine, that was it. Like he's Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, but he was in Les Miserables.
Yeah, but when was that? 2008, 2009.
Oh no, dude, that was like 2013, 14.
That one.
There.
Yeah, so it's all right. Yeah. So that was some time. So he already had established himself. I'm pretty sure by that point he could have been like this movie, that movie.
Yeah.
All right. That's I mean, I think for the most part, there isn't any other actors. I did give the unconscious Argentine a shout out. He did the actor Jacques Coleman. Is that how you say Jacques or Jacques?
Jacques.
Yeah, he does a really good job, man. Roxanne, that sharp voice, the way he does it, it breaks the softness of Ewan McGregor.
The unconscious Argentinian. They didn't even give him a
name. And there's one.
I was thinking Jacques. No, yeah, I don't know how to say that.
Jacek.
He was born in Poland.
Hey, I got Poland blood. Caroline O'Connor is Nene Legs in the Air. Nene Legs in the Air. Oh man, we got some really nice names here for these characters.
Yeah.
I just gotta write that That's why I needed just guy one, guy two. Just that, not make it complicated. Don't give people names. Just this person says. I mean, honestly, I'm starting to read. The more and more I read through his IMDb pages, and I'm starting to be like, man, that's all you got to do. I'm over here trying to give the guy a backstory. He's like, what does he do? Well, he's just a mail carrier in this one, but I need to make sure he's really well established. How long is he in it? One shot. Oh, like one scene? No, one frame. Like one frame. But let's move on to La La Land. I want to put that one on because that one,
Yeah.
Moulin Rouge, I feel like I'm not trying to disrespect it and whatnot. I've already seen it. I owned it. It was just a refresh for me. It's not that bad. I mean, I say not bad. I mean, it's as a musical, like,
You've seen it numerous times, so it's like, yeah,
yeah,
I
that's
feel
what,
the same way because I've seen it. I mean, I couldn't even count how many times. And La La Land was, like I said, a little fresher.
but I mean, right from the beginning, okay, so we're leaning. I mean, I'm trying to do my due diligence with Moulin Rouge, but man, La La Land is just so much better. And I
I'm
mean,
sorry, it is. I love Moulin Rouge. It's one of my favorite movies. But man, La La Land is just kills it. Kills it on the story. Kills it on. It's just how it's told.
dude, that
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful movie. Let's be real. Both of them are. But I have to say, La La Land may.
I think it's more updated, more modern times
Yeah.
too. And I mean, I could totally relate to this, dude. The whole auditioning in LA thing by I forgot her name already. Well, Emma
Yeah.
Stone, and it's a Seb for Sebastian as Ryan Gosling. Is it Ryan Gosling? What do you call it? I'll say this with that like that whole her doing all that. That's like both those characters. I share something very in common with both those characters, and it was I mean, that's just this is kind of a it's pretty. I don't know. I think it might be a sad story. It might be because
I
with
think it is, but it's kind of like how the Moulin Rouge is a sad story. Like it's something that is inevitable. You know, like it's either gonna end or you're gonna keep going. You know, you get both endings. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they end up happy either way. It's just a different kind of happiness.
yeah, and
So, oh, sorry. Continue. What's
I was
up?
gonna say, so that ending, remember, spoilers, clear it up for me real quick. I'm super confused with the ending.
Okay.
Okay, so she's watching him play at his own place at Seb's.
Yep.
And then the next scene, he's back with which another repeat offender, J.K. Siddons.
Yeah.
So he's back talking to him. So was there a leap there? Was there?
No. So what happens? So he starts playing this song, right? And this song is their love story if they had continued. And so that's what you see is whenever he first sees her and she said, "Oh, I listen," and he just kisses her right away. And they don't go through all the crap that they go through or as much of it, you know.
So
This is like a not necessarily a fantasy, but this is like a daydream love song to what could have been, how things could have been. But the reality is she is a big actress and or somewhat famous and is married to somebody else and he owns his own place. That is the reality of the movie. But this other little breakaway part that was like 8 minutes or so was that was him playing the song and, like I said, kind of like a love letter to her. How things could have been.
Does Ryan Gosling? So they didn't end up together, right?
No.
Okay, so what we're saying is that kiss. So when he passed by the first time, the rude part, that starts the story of the movie, right? But at the end, we're back at that same scenario, and this time he grabs her and kisses her.
Mm-hmm.
But does he grab her and kiss her because he knows her, or he doesn't know her at this point?
Because she was coming to recognize his music.
But I'm saying, are we back at the beginning of the story?
Yeah, no, we're back at the beginning of the story.
Okay, thank you for clearing that up. Because I was
Sorry.
like, man, I kind of lost it here. I'm like, wait, are they together? Are they not?
No, they're not together. He's like, this is what I should have done.
Nice. I'll tell you this much, man. She does the dude with some of these auditions. She kills it, and then she doesn't get the role. Like I feel like she's doing a really good job at the audition. I just thought, like, you know,
I wonder how often that happened to her at the beginning.
Probably, dude. When you find out like other actresses that you follow or other actors, and you're like, oh, and then who got the lead? And they're like, well, that one did. And who else auditioned? You're like, all those dudes auditioned for that role, and that person got it. like sometimes I feel like that person was meant for that role, but still, like all these other actors or actresses, I'd rather watch kind of see how they did it. You know, SNL has those skits where they have like, you know, Jeff Goldblum auditioning for like RoboCop or whatever. You know, so like, you know, like they have those like, you know, they got a lot of walk-ins.
Hey,
You
I
know,
mean, we have deep fakes now. We can literally make a movie.
God, yeah,
See how it
just
would
with the
look.
front view, you can't turn to your side. You
You
just gotta
don't, you don't,
stay face look.
yeah, you don't have any of the emotion or any of that, but you can imagine how they did it.
Dude, I mean, eventually we'll get to do the 360 turn where somebody's, you know,
Oh yeah.
without the markings and all that. Um, Man, this movie. Another thing I noticed, Emma Stone is like extremely skinny in this movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
Is
feel
she?
like she's extremely skinny in every movie.
No, I don't know. Like, I feel like she I was like, it doesn't look like her to me.
I think it's because she's wearing a dress most of the movie.
Ah, duh. I should have caught onto that. Um, just, um, it has a realness to it. La La Land has a realness to it that I it makes. I mean, I never thought about LA and Hollywood being like this until I got there, and then I
Hmm.
started going through this, and you realize, oh, this does suck. Like this is like you know, auditioning for movies. I didn't get that whole um next or whatever. I feel like my stuff is more respected where they're like you're isolated by yourself and no one can interrupt and it's just you with the camera. I feel like that's sometimes more intimidating when there's
Oh,
3 or 4 people and there's a camera like go and you're like but if I had more people I'd have been like, oh, there's distractions or something. It did remind me of when I was living in LA. One of the first things you do, you have to, you know, I have money saved, so I wasn't hurting for money, but I wanted to get a job just so I can already start meeting people. And I started applying to places, and they weren't calling me back. So I started doing the old temp work for like, you know, bartenders and waiters where you meet other actors are doing the same thing.
mm,
And there was one place that said, we're gonna have you got to show up at this place in Pasadena, which is already outside of LA. They want you to kind of, this was an LA company. They want you to see who's going to make the drive. Well, when I got there like 15 to 20 minutes before, and before they like, so it was like at 1 o'clock they opened up, but you didn't see anybody until 2 o'clock. So you had to already wait the hour. And this is just for a bartending position. And then I got there like 15 minutes before 1 o'clock, and it was already a line through the freaking building. Like it was already, I was like, oh, dude, this sucks. I was like, whatever, I'm already here, might as well. And I get there, and sure enough, you get people straggling around 1:15, 1 o'clock. You know, people coming in, and you're like, all right, I'm in this really extremely long line. But then you start noticing, it just starts going real fast, and I'm thinking I'll be here all day, and it's really 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 here. It's really just going, and then you get to the meeting room, and then they're like, hey, you go here. So you pass like a screening, and you pass another screening, and then they put you with this guy that actually hires you. But right away, the guy asked me like just real fast, sits down, didn't even look at me, didn't say hi because you know this is his job. He walks in and he goes, all right away, what's in an old fashioned or Manhattan? Come on, what you got? And the first thing I said was, well, it just depends what type of bourbon you want to use. And he goes, huh? So you know what's inside of old fashioned? I go, yeah. All right. Start on Monday. It starts at you start. I go, you don't want to hear me how to make the drink? I could make a lemon drop too. I could. He's like, well, yeah, go for it. And I explained the process, how I'd make my old fashioned and how to make my martini. And then it took me less than a minute to do it. And then I go, oh, all right. So he gave me like this little folder, and he goes, here you go. You know, this everything's in here. And I get up to walk out, and the guy goes, oh no, sit down. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, oh, I can't have you. We're in here for 7 minutes or 8 minutes. I can't have you leave earlier, and I can't have leave later. So just talk to me. What's up? So I was just I'm like, I'm new to LA. Just started talking to the guy, and I was like, I'm assuming you're sending a lot of people out, because when you start auditioning for jobs, you see other people that are auditioning for the same jobs, and I start recognizing them, and I see them like, oh, that person got here before me, and then they're already outside waiting. I guess they're moving on to the next job. Well, I found out that this guy was like, well, there's like out of like 250 people that apply, I think he said I see like 100 people an hour, and only if I'm lucky, I'll get one person out of that has experience, the actual bartending or waiting. It's just a lot of people showing up being like, I can do the job, but with no experience kind of thing. And they have to kind of hire those people. But after that, he told me, he said, yeah, you got the job, but I can't let you out because I can't let other people see you coming out early, because everyone leaves at the same time. Everyone goes in at the same time, leaves at the same time. But to me, I was like, damn, that's such a strategic move that they have to do. And I understand it. It wasn't until I want to say I did like horrible auditions when I was younger, because I just didn't get it. I wasn't prepped. I didn't do anything. And it wasn't until I had to start auditioning people for my movies that I started really getting it. And then I was like, oh, this is what I'm looking for. Oh, this is what this actor brings. Oh, okay. There's other things here other than the pretty face, or other than the, I mean, obviously than the talent. There's a lot of things. Or can you show up on time? Are you good to work with? Are you easy to work with? The stuff like that. Are you responsible? So you start learning all that stuff. But I was kind of like, oh, when I started doing it, I was like, I'll definitely not give this person the role because they're not going to show up on time and they're not going to listen to me. So I'd rather work with somebody that will. But then you realize sometimes that diva prima donna is actually the better one to go with. You just got to put up with it to get the actual performance. It just depends. But when I watch this, it's, and also the LA, that scene where the two girls sit down, Emma Stone sits next to Mia, sits next to the girls, and they just look at her and walk away, and then that guy starts hitting on her. Like, that's a real thing, man. Like, that's in a lot of movies. That's in a lot of movies in LA when you go and, just people just, because it's really a bunch of people that are your equals that are in a room hoping that someone with value or talent or someone that can pull you up that you meet there. But it's, I don't know. It's like you're meeting the same amount of people. You're not meeting anybody really. You're just going to these socialite parties just to kind of, I guess, get rid of stress, unwind, I guess, kind of meet. But once Mia started doing her own stuff, that's when you realize you see it like that's when, and that's where we get an actor that became a filmmaker and a graphic designer and all that other crap because other people get in your way. So you might as well find a way to get around them.
Yep.
But I like the love story in this one too. That's why I said I felt the love in this movie.
Yeah.
You
definitely do. You it feels real, like you said. It really does. Just like from the meet cute and everything like that too. Flipping her off, or her flipping him off in traffic.
From the beginning, dude. And you see it twice, both angles, from his side and her side.
And so, what's that?
No, what were you gonna say?
Oh, no,
there's just a lot of stillness. I want just a lot of stillness to this movie. This movie, La La Land, and the title, I feel like fantasy, but it's not really a fantasy. It's just a regular.
And I think that's what they call Hollywood too, isn't it? And that like what they
La La Land, Tinseltown.
Yeah.
La La Land.
But yeah, no, fantasy for sure. I mean, it definitely has that glossy look too. That just like that filtered. This isn't real life kind of thing, but it feels real. There's
a lot of cool edits, a lot of cool shots. I guess let's get back to the main reason we did this show, Ryan Gosling, and just from the 4 movies that we done, you're absolutely right. He's a different character every single movie. I gotta say, his performance as Jared Bennett in The Big Short, I love it. Like that helped me understand that movie way more and understand the stock market better. But he does a great performance. It doesn't really look like him in a way either.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't feel like him at all. I have to say, I think after this, we'll just have to be the Ryan Gosling show instead of side by side.
We're doing a side by side, and today's special episode, Ryan Gosling, and tomorrow's special episode, Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling. Let's see how many movies we have to pick from.
Oh God, how many do we have? Do you think he's actually playing the piano? Because at one point, I was
possibly.
I think he was. At one point, I was looking at the dialogue. I mean the subtitle, and it said Ryan Gosling playing piano or something like that, or is it Sebastian playing piano? Or no, I think it said his name, Ryan. I don't know. I could have been watching it, but
let's see.
Lars and the real girl.
He has 48 acting credits, but probably about 10 to 15. About 10 of them are series.
Yeah.
TV movies.
Crazy Stupid Love, Eyes of March, Drive, All Good Things, Blue Valentine, Lars and the Real Girl. Yeah, Fractured. Half Nelson. I always wanted to see that one. I haven't seen that one. Look at this. He doesn't do anything. He does. Let's see. He does two things in 2002, one thing in 2003, one thing in 2004, two things in 2005, one thing in 2006, two things in 2007, and then there's nothing till 2010. But then, damn, he shows up and just took everything. And he also took 2014 off, and he only did the Big Short in 2015. Damn, he comes and racks shop. He's got, in 2011, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movies. Dang, he came out hard in 2011. That's what I'm saying. There's a part where I just realized he was like in everything, but not like Kevin Hart or The Rock and anything like that. Like I was like, yeah, he's in another movie. He's in another movie.
Yeah, he's in. What was it? Yeah, three pretty different movies. I mean, one is I don't know what Drive is about, but I know it's the same director as Only God Forgives.
That's why we guess why the movie's kind of dark in there, huh? Because Only
Yeah,
God Forgives is going to
a
be once every
mysterious
2 years.
yeah, a mysterious Hollywood stuntman and mechanic moonlights as a getaway driver and finds himself in trouble when he gets help out of his when he helps out his neighbor. That actually sounds really good.
So the Ryan Gosling channel
Yeah.
now, you'll start seeing me try to
Yep.
fit into suits, and it's not going to be because of Ryan Reynolds. It'll be because of Ryan Gosling. Ryan's
We
the Ryans.
we need him to be in as many movies as possible so we can keep this podcast going.
Well, with 48, that at least knocks us down to at least under 20, 24. So we got a few things, but John Legend is in this movie.
Yep.
I was so happy his wife was not in this movie. Sorry, ooh, zing. She comes out a lot on TV now. Was it Christy Teigen is his wife?
Oh yeah.
I think she was a model when she was younger or something, but now she comes out like she's just like too much. I want more John Legend. I was big into John Legend like in 2004, 2005, 2006. And man, I was just listening to him all the time. And but now it's like just a lot. I guess because now I'm a parent and I got to see a bunch of parent stuff. And then and I'm not talking about like movies. I'm talking about just stuff for kids and whatever the modern stuff. And she comes out a lot and stuff. And I'm like, I don't really. Okay, sure. I'm not a millionaire, and I'm married to a famous, good-looking, mogul. Like it's like I don't think you feel me here. But yeah, he's in it. John Lennon does a good job. How do you feel about that? What Sebastian has to do? He does what I recently found out is called trash for cash. Is when you have to do something you don't want to do, but it pays well.
Yeah.
That whole part that's kind of like, how do you do that? Like I've met when I started bartending downtown. And I had at the the nicer places, you have your one-on-ones with people, and then I was meeting like people that were like on movie sets or that were working in the studio or just all the time and just pissed off. And I was like, why I was like, because working with other people, having to work on deadlines and all that stuff, like it turned into a job. Yeah. And I'd be like, dude, you want to switch? And they'd be like, also, I'll bartend. I would love to bartend. It's like, well, then why don't we switch? I'll do your job. What do you do? And it's like, I'll do that. I love movies. I'll do anything with movies all day. And then they'd be like, oh, how funny. But, after talking to them, they get like, after you talk to them, they get like a sense of like, well, it's true. This guy's trying to figure it out and I figured it out and I'm complaining. So they try to kind of meet you in the middle. But most part, I was like, dude, it's a job. You turn it into a job. Like you gotta, I don't know. That's another thing with the Moulin Rouge, the whole love thing. And I feel like they feel like you have to love what you do. Yeah. But I feel you have to understand what love is too. You got to figure that out. And when I don't know how it'd be if they'd be like, yeah, you can be in or just pick on Kevin Smith. You can be in this Kevin Smith movie, but, you're going to be the guy that opens the door for people to let them in and out. It's like, oh, I got my start, but it would have been one thing if it's like, hey dude, you've had you've got Oscar nominated and you've had all this stuff and you stopped getting nominated. So now the only thing we got for you is this movie. It pays, but you're just going to be opening doors all day. It's like, damn, it gets you back in the scene though. I don't know. Like that's a horrible analogy, by the way, but
but it makes sense. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. This part's beautiful, dude, where Sebastian's learning how to play the record in real life, the way he does it. The piano.
Oh yeah.
That's a beautiful scene. And also like it shows you what he's doing. This is what he wants. Like that kind of shows you, like, as you see my stuff here, I kind of feel a little bit where it's like, yeah, I'm collecting stuff, but it's stuff material that I still read and I still believe in it and stuff like that. So kind of like growing with my I guess my records is how he has them, or growing with stuff. Like I like that he's still, I don't know, it's kind of weird. He's like he wants to be a purist, like a pianist, but also the stuff that pays is the pop stuff.
Well, even the way John Legend says, he's like, it's dying because of you, because you're not willing to adapt. And I think that's another reason that he ended up taking the job too, is it kind of in a way broke his spirit,
But I'll tell you this much though, man. Those songs are old and they're still around. Beethoven, Mozart, they're still around, so they're not irrelevant. They're just, and the way Mia says it, it's elevated music. If you see it as elevated music, it is. But at the end, she starts to really like it. This movie's 2 hours or 7 minutes, something like that, 8 minutes,
something like that.
Yeah, 2 hours and 8 minutes. This is a great 2 hours and 8 minutes. Like it's like it's not even like a slow burn. It's just gives you a bunch of like in Moulin Rouge, you have to pick up all the love and all the like the Duke and all that. Where this just kind of flat out just shows you enough, or you pick up on it. That's why I feel like this is more like sometimes a movie than a musical, and that's why when I was reading it said music element. But if we were to watch this on stage, you're right. This would be a better for me, maybe for you too. But this would be a better viewing at the theater and the stage. It would be performance.
I agree. I believe it would be fairly easy to translate this to a stage projection. But yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. It yeah, I was very surprised on how much I enjoyed it. I was like, I kind of went in not skeptical, but I was like, CJ says I like musicals way too much. I'm not gonna. It was. I didn't go in trying not to like it, but I was just had that mindset of like, just don't get too into it. Don't enjoy it too much, and I did.
So you didn't go bias in it. You went open.
Yeah.
Open-hearted.
No, I did. I did a little biased.
Like right away, that opening scene. Once the title card came out, it already had me. The opening scene had me, but the way they did the title card, I was like, all right, cool. There's no intro. I like there's no names. It's just you're watching this, and I was like, awesome.
Yeah, awesome. And that's kind of what got me too. Not gonna lie, it was like I said, I just whenever I was watching, I was like, I was like, this is gonna be a good movie, but I really didn't go into it thinking I was gonna come out just like, damn, that was a good movie. Like
that's true.
I'm sure this was Oscar nominated too. This one does feel like Oscar bait just a little bit.
Wow, look at this. That's the word I was trying to say. Oscar bait. I thought Moulin Rouge was Oscar bait. This one might be Oscar bait because it has 6 Oscar wins and 236 wins and 287 nominations. Yeah, this is an Oscar. I would feel it is. But I would say that I can't really say that's Oscar bait because I've learned since we've been doing the podcast. Don't judge a book by its cover, and don't judge a movie until you've gotten the whole clarity of it. And I'll tell you this much, man. I knew that this wasn't going to be corny. I just didn't think. I was expecting like a musical, maybe a fun musical. Remember the movie The Artist? I think it came out that silent one.
I have not seen that.
I felt like that one was a little bit overhyped, so I was hoping this one wasn't. And when I watched this one, and I got to rewatch that movie. I haven't seen it in a minute, and so I'm not gonna talk bad about it. But I'll say that was my first initial watching. But when I saw this, I after the first opening scene, like this one got me hooked.
I mean, Emma Stone she won Best Actress in a Leading Role for this movie, and then the director got Best Achievement in Directing.
Did Gosling get it? I mean, it's all about Gosling. Did he get any nominations?
He got a nominated. Yeah, he was nominated.
Okay, as long as he got nominated. Best performance by
Best
an
Motion
actor,
Picture of the year.
role.
What's the difference between Best Picture? Let's see. What was Moulin Rouge nominated for?
Let's see. The best motion picture.
What was it?
It's at the bottom. It's at the very bottom of the awards.
Because it was like a different name. I could have swore. Maybe I'm just being Best Picture.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the same as Best Motion Picture.
Well, I think Best Picture is what you see on the screen, opposed to Best Movie, right?
Well, like I said, this is Best Motion Picture of the year. I think it's the same thing. It's just adding more names to. More, okay. Best performance by a leading actor, Ryan Gosling. Best original screenplay, the director. Best achievement in film editing, which I agree on that one. It was cut very well and made to look. I mean, like I said, it looked like it was on stage. I felt, just it had that feel, but it also felt like it was real life. It was very strange. Yeah, it won a lot of Golden Globes. Like every Golden Globe it was nominated for, it won. BAFTA won. Good chunk of them. Best film. Best leading actress. Damn, she killed it in this movie. I'm not gonna lie. Have you ever seen Birdman with?
Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
We did that We did that the same day you and I did Ryan Gosling on the 29th of March. We did Birdman, and rewatch right now. Dude, what'd you think about that?
It's been a while since I've seen it, but it was like meant to be like one shot, right? Like a one shot kind of movie. I really thought that was cool. But in all honesty, I'd have to rewatch it. It's been a minute since I've seen it.
It's got a lot of
But
layers that I picked up on it this go around.
and it's the same guy who did The Revenant too. So he was. I don't want to say he was going like I said Oscar bait, but man, he was getting after it, trying to get Oscar wins, or at least he was nominated for a lot of Oscars.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
yeah.
dude, the guy from Birdman. Oh, hell yeah, he won a lot too.
Yeah. Let's see, what's his name?
Hernandez, no.
Yeah, it's I thought it was like Alfonso, but it may not be. On another note, while I'm looking that up, I ended up watching Falcon and Winter Soldier this morning. I was up bright and early, and then fell back asleep after I got done watching it, and it was really good.
Oh God, it ends the series. Well, I'm assuming because I'm gonna watch that as soon as we get up with this. I messed up last night. I ended up waking up. I crashed out way too early, and I woke up like at midnight. So I ended up watching these movies and you know, taking a nap right before the show. So it's
yeah, let's see here, Alejandro. I don't know that last name. Oof, it has a lot of.
Give it a shot.
No.
Give it a shot.
No.
Come on, man.
Inarritu.
Yeah, I see. He's got a enya and an accent.
Tilde and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like and then remember the I's and E. So it's this is actually hard for me. In Naritu. But I gotta do.
I wasn't too far.
Yeah,
I wasn't
Naritu.
too far off.
Alejandro Inarritu. Remember, you got to put the accent on that A, so it's Inarritu. I don't know, but yeah, not too far. No, Birdman's awesome, man. The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance.
Yeah.
Emma Stone. Yeah, see, and see, this is what I'm trying to say. She doesn't even look that skinny in this movie, and she's a crackhead in Birdman. The daughter is, and in La La Land, she's skinnier. I feel like she's skinnier in that movie. And I'm not focusing on her looks, and what I'm trying to say is like, it's like the same. What I'm trying to say, it's the same actress, but just looks different to me. Like, I mean, she's playing a different character, so I'm not talking about Emma Stone herself. I'm wondering, like, dude, does she really like just kind of, I don't know. It makes sense in Birdman, but I feel like she looks a little bit like it's, I don't know, not as skinny.
Let's see, this was 2016. Birdman was
2014.
2000. Okay, so maybe she was. There's a good chance.
Like back to back, but I mean, I don't know. I don't focus too much. I just that's just one thing I noticed, and then also because in the Crazy Stupid Love, she doesn't look like this.
Yeah, well, you know what my favorite movie with Emma Stone is, right?
The Secret Scarlet Letter.
What?
The Scarlet Letter.
She's not in the Scarlet Letter.
Yeah, the what's it called? It's one of the remakes. It's like 2006 when she first started. It's called I think it's called the Scarlet Letter, not the original Scarlet Letter, like our version of the Scarlet Letter.
I thought. Wasn't that Winona Ryder?
Oh, Easy A. Never mind. Easy A.
Oh, Easy.
It's a letter.
Okay.
Never mind. I like that movie. I saw that movie like
I do remember that movie. I don't remember watching it the first time I saw it, but I do remember looking at it later and being like having fond memories of that movie.
God, I'm so bad. It's 2010. This movie came out in 2010. I'm over here telling. And back in 1998, this movie.
Yeah. Well, no, Superbad. She was the love interest of Jonah Hill in Superbad. And yeah, no, I really that was the first instance of Emma Stone. And yeah, it's crazy, man. What was that? 2007, 10 years later, she's nominated for an Oscar. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Not to downplay Superbad or anything, but that's a totally goofy movie, man. No.
Hey, goof.
Hey, goof.
What you tell Marta, goof.
It's not a movie that sometimes actors and actresses can get like typecast in those kind of roles, but she broke out of that. She was kind of that lovable, and even in AZA, man. 3 years later, she was in The House Bunny. Remember that one?
That was a good one, man.
She had her progression into getting these more prestigious roles.
And
so I feel like that's that she could feel those auditions too. Like I feel like that's what she was kind of going through. But she was getting roles. She got 50
credits too. So
yeah, she has more than Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, she does actually, and she has 50 credits. So she's been getting that grind.
Yeah. And it's paid off. I mean, she got an Academy Award. Look at her go. And she's still in a lot of good movies. She's even in The Croods. Like
That's true. Yeah, she's the main lead in the cruise.
she went back, did
Goes toe to toe with Nick Cage in acting.
yeah, goes to goes and does Zombieland, Double Tap. I mean, comes back and does movies. Even though she's gotten big, she won an Academy Award and went back to doing Zombieland. I mean, not to say that you don't have actors and actresses doing that, but say if you're Ben Affleck, you know, Ben
My
Affleck,
boy.
he is not he has that bar, I guess he has set for himself on movies, and so you don't really see him kind of dip down below that.
No, dude,
Not
he goes back to the view
feel, you know
skew.
what I'm saying?
No, you can't pick
Huh?
on Ben Affleck. He goes back to the view skew. If he was the opposite
I'll
way, he wouldn't
I'll
go
pick
back.
on him.
Hey,
No, I'm yeah, okay.
you can't. So I'm saying you could probably, and then you can't
But
even
the
pick
view
on.
skew is that caliber movie. You get what I'm saying?
Well, the view skew is grown.
He doesn't go back down.
Well,
He's
no, so
right
no,
on
because the
par.
view skew is grown too. But
Yeah.
but before the view skew was huge, he was still going back, and then
Yeah.
he got bigger. So then he on the Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. What do you call it?
Using the reboot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's reboot. But I found out about that story. Side story. But on the poster for Strikes Back, he's like the second. But next to Jay and Silent Bob, he's right there. He's like the next one up. But then what do you call it? He actually, I guess he had a falling out with Ken Smith for a minute.
Really.
And I think they don't know where it started, but Kevin Smith said he just stopped talking to him because remember I don't. This is all stuff I found online in my head, so I don't know if I'm
Ooh.
fabricating this.
CJ's got the tea right here.
Yeah.
You heard it. You heard it on Side by Side first. After
Nah, I said later. Like, this is like old. These are old videos.
No, you're hearing it here first after we read it. All right.
After read it, yeah. So what happened was basically that I guess that Kevin Smith was saying like, "Oh, I talk a lot," so I guess I don't think Ben likes that I'm open about a lot of things, and I was sharing because man, Kevin Smith does share a lot of stuff about Jason Mewes, and so I'm assuming he was doing the same thing with Ben, and Ben didn't like it. But then when they're doing the reboot, they were already filming it. I think the story goes they were filming it, and then somebody was interviewing Ben Affleck, and they said, Kevin Smith's doing the View Skew, and they're doing the reboot. And he said, "Oh, I didn't know about that." He goes, "Oh, I'm available." And I think that director or somebody on that set went and told Kevin Smith's people, and then they went and then I think Ben Affleck just directly texted Kevin Smith after that, and it was kind of like that's why he got in there. Like he was in it right away. I mean, he like that part. I don't know if that part was written or not for Hogan to come back in the reboot, but he was back, and he actually did a complete circle chasing Amy kind of thing, which I'll bring back. I'll bring that up later today. Without the this isn't the Ben Affleck show. This is the Ryan Gosling show. So
Yeah.
when we get on the Ben
That
Affleck show, then we'll talk about it.
clear.
Hey, they're trying to get the Ben Affleck solo Batman film with Zack Snyder, so that would be awesome.
They want to renew the Snyderverse, and I'm all about it.
Dude,
bring it on, man.
I'd say Snyder dedicate 10 years, please, in this.
If that is the case, then we live in the universe where the Snyderverse happens. Then I will be a happy person. Because there are different universes going on where we just those versions of us just have Justice League 2017. That's all they're gonna get.
But I'll tell you this, brother. We gotta learn from our mistakes, and they've been learning. So we wouldn't have Zack Snyder's cut unless we had that crappy 2016 cut.
Yep.
And so.
Oh, exactly. And honestly, man, I mean, this is you've had director's cuts and stuff like this. Isn't the first movie where it is a different story or told differently because of the director's cut. You definitely have that in other films as well, but this really is just kind of an odd moment in history where you have a release of a film. It's not it's not like they released 2017 Justice League and the Snyder Cut at the same time, where they do with other films. It's like this is a completely different movie.
Oh yeah,
and it's that's what's so crazy about it. It's just it's going to be interesting to see where the industry goes after this, what they are willing to do at remaking, or as Kyle in South Park would say, rehashing. And where do you draw the line too? Where do you say um, we just need to stick with the originals? Like with Star Wars, I mean, I've heard people say, "Oh, they should redo the sequels," da 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 da, all this other
Nah,
stuff. But at this point, man, I say don't touch it.
don't touch
Don't
them.
on that one. Don't touch it. If there's, something like Justice League was a different story. And I don't know whether the Russo brothers are serious. They said they had like a 6 hour cut of in game, and they release it. I don't know whether that was a joke or not, but I mean,
Pretty long.
if it adds that much to the story, I mean, obviously that's another 3 hours. So I feel like it would. But if it does come to the point where 6 hour movies are worth it, you know what I'm saying? Like that's
I think we'll get
essentially
that.
what we've had with Falcon and Winter Soldier. I mean,
Yeah.
we've gotten to the point now where we're okay with having episodic, movies with the MCU. Like everybody's used to that. We wait around for the post credit scene. I mean, we're like trained monkeys now. We just we go we go and see the new MCU movie because it's the next episode in this long saga. They've sold it to us and buying it, and I love it, man. It's great. And they're even proving it now too. Like I said, with Falcon and Winter Soldier, it's 6 hours. It's a 6 hour movie broken up over weeks. You can binge it as soon as it's out, and it's a 6 hour movie.
I think the niche is there for a small group that will pay for that, but at theaters where it's at. If we could watch, I mean, be it 4 hours, 6 hours at a theater, nah, it's too long. You
No,
wouldn't make any money. They'd have to break it
theater
down.
theaters are going to be the niche.
No, I think HBO Max is going to be the niche.
No,
Trying to keep you home.
dude,
Trying to keep you.
no.
No, I think trying to keep you home. That's the. I'm going to say the niche
Yeah,
is to
no.
keep you home.
That's what I'm saying. Is they're trying to keep you home, but the niche that's going to be the thing. Is like the theaters are going to be that spot where you go and you see that 2 hour film. Whereas if you want to watch, like I said, a 4 hour cut, nobody would want to go and see the Zack Snyder cut in theaters. I take that back.
I don't
I
know,
might.
man. I don't
I
know,
might.
dude.
I might. But they better have an intermission in there somewhere for sure, because I just like a quick 10 minutes intermission, come right back,
I
find a
think
good place to cut it. But I mean, I think theaters are going to be, it's going to be a way they're going away. It's going to be, you're going to have those specialty theaters is what's left. Those are going to be the core things. And then, where you have a theater probably with every 10, 15 miles of each other in a big city, that's,
I
it's
mean,
not plausible anymore, man.
no, I think it still is. I think it still is. I actually like the fact that I could rent a movie theater and watch any movie I want.
Yeah.
So
Well, and I think with the coronavirus too, I just don't think people. I think it's gonna take 5 to 10 years for people to be really comfortable
are you,
being
did,
around each other.
did you
I
not
really
look out?
do.
Did you not look outside?
I mean,
Did
they're
like
comfortable around each other without a mask,
no,
a little
it's
bit,
it's already coming back.
or with a mask.
It's not going to
Sorry.
be the same. I think what I'm saying about the niche about staying at home, that's the niche. That's the niche is for them to make money, and they're going to try to keep us home. But the experience is at the theater, so
Yeah,
they're going to
that's
have to
what.
try to find a medium there because that's where they make their money is the theater. They're not going to make their money on these subscriptions like they were. They're making
They're
money.
gonna have to learn how,
That's what I'm saying.
because I think that's where they're gonna end up putting their money. I mean, look at the production value on all these things that are coming out of these
But
streaming services.
I think you're also
But
forgetting that the technology has caught up. So it's not like you have a film that takes 8 hours to shoot. You can shoot everything digitally,
no,
post everything. I mean, all the jobs now are especially with like animation. There's a ton of them. 3D. I mean, everything. My degree plan is insane. Like I was like, oh, you can do that now because there's a demand for that. I think the experience of going to the theater is still there. I mean, they're having the Dazed and Confused cast and crew reunion,
hmm
and like I don't know, 30-year anniversary or something like that, but like that sold out instantly.
but see,
Like,
that's what I'm saying is like those kind of movies. Yes, movies that are gonna bring nostalgia. And don't get me wrong, blockbusters, they're always gonna, like the summer movies. Once things get back going, yeah, you're gonna have summer movie. I'm saying like romantic comedies.
nah,
Oscar. I do those. Those are not going to be. in theaters, man. They're gonna have to figure out a way to make money with them streaming, because that's the only way that they're gonna get that.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean, they can make
movies like
a $5 million comedy and it makes 250 million. That's
yeah, but what's how often does that happen?
a
You have The
lot.
Hangover.
Not that bad. And I'm talking about where you've only put like, so I'm talking, I think what I'm trying to say is the small gains, the small stuff. So like,
Yeah.
like the CJ and Ben movie that only cost $100,000, it made $1 million. All
Yeah.
right. So they're gonna, so then they're gonna put all their chips into like the Zack Snyder cut. I bet you that movie, it was, I mean, when they shot it, what, 2015, 2014, when they shot it,
Yeah.
and it was released in like 2016. So we have 5 years. So, I mean, that's all post. I wonder how long they actually worked on those shots, or, there wasn't, because what I'm trying to say is like, it's not the same. What I'm trying to say, it's not the same as in like when you're working with film and having to convert it. Now with digital, like, I mean, you got people making movies on their iPhones and they're coming out on Amazon. So all those studios, they got to find their little niches, as in like, you watch my movie that I made, you got to buy, like they have the Netflix has to pay for the movie, Hulu has to pay for the movie. So that's how they're making their money on streaming services. I think what they're going to end up doing, I mean, I don't want to say it because I don't know anything, but what I could see is somebody making money from other projects and putting them into these big ones and hoping they'll hit a home run, and eventually, because I don't think movie theaters are going anywhere.
I think the amount that we have, and I think like AMC, Cinemark, I think all these companies are. It'll be more of the Alamo Draft houses that we see. Not so much, not so much the big chains, or not so many of them. Like, I think it'll eventually go back to like, oh, I got to drive like 20 minutes to go to the movie theater.
I think I think the Alamo Draft House. I mean, if you talk about social distancing and coronavirus, they're screwed there.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be able to make money that. But so that makes you a regular theater. But
Yeah.
your thing is you're bringing a once in a lifetime thing with your movie. I don't know. This is actually good. We need to see where this goes, because I'm starting to see more and more movie theaters are opening now. But it could just be they could just be opening and then all of a sudden they have to get shut back down. You never understand.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and I think it depends on, I bet Cinemarks here in Texas are like, hell yeah, we're gonna open, and you can do like that one's easier to do social distancing with, because you can be like, okay, I can only sell these amount of seats, because they were doing that before.
mm-hmm.
They would, if they have seats in there, I mean, you just allow a different. Now it could become to the point where, yeah, the demand for going to the theaters is higher because you have less capacity.
Yeah.
And yeah, I could see where you're going to get a nice little bump there whenever people really want to get back to going to see movies. But man, what I'm getting at is like some of the movie theaters you see, or some of the movies getting to the movie theaters are just, I don't know how they're selling them. Like that Playmobil movie. You remember that? It was like an answer to, like, this was before the pandemic. They were trying to sell tickets for like $5, like it was stupid. They were just like giving stuff away.
Yeah. I mean, that just shows you that they have that they have deep pockets. I think what's happening is their pockets are getting thinner. I'll tell you that much. I don't think they're gonna go away. I think what's gonna happen is this is a whole my CJ head. And I had this conversation with myself. I think what's gonna happen. You're right. It's gonna the bubble for let's say Austin, Dallas. They'll have those little theaters for us. They'll have those theaters, the bubble theaters. Those probably what they call selective theaters. Those will probably be them. And then you probably go 30 minutes out to the Boondocks, and they only have like one theater, and then everybody has to go to that one theater, something like that, Or
yeah.
I don't know. I like the fact that as a filmmaker that I literally can make a movie and edit it at my house, shoot it in my town, edit it at my house, take it to the theater and put it up on the pay for it, but put it up on the cinema and see it there. I like that. I feel like I probably could have done that before, but I feel like the prices were ridiculously high. Remember at one point you could rent out the Galaxy Theater for $250, and I was always thinking about that. And then now they're like $100, depending what you're watching. That's I think that's cheap to go to movies and get 20 people to go to. It's the other thing, we went to watch Tom and Jerry. The back seats we picked, there was 4 seats, and we picked the middle one, and then we picked 2 in the middle, and the 2 on the sides they went away, so they weren't available. So that's another thing I didn't think about, that people can't sit next to each other, so you're already losing on that seat. It's interesting. It's a very interesting, because I honestly don't even know what the numbers are. Like,
I'm sure the price of a movie has gone up. I would imagine it has to.
I don't know.
Either that or right now they have them at low prices to incentivize people to come back. That may be.
That sounds like old school. I think because I remember, I think we paid $20. I think it was $20 to get in, and then I spent another $20 at the concession. But you're right, but also I went to the matinee. See, it's all screwy, because if I would have gone in the night, it would have been more, you know.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, for you, two of you and a kid, I mean, that's going to be
no, just one. It was me and the kid, and that's what I'm saying. Two, it was 1.5. I don't know what age they don't charge, but I think I got 2 tickets, so I had to pay for him. But I mean, it's a good concept. It's a good idea to start looking into, to see where the movies are going, because where are we going to get our movies from? Like the new stuff, the 2021 and beyond, or the old 2019 and 2020s that never got released. Where are we going to see that at? Like, where? Because if it's, I feel like they're just trying to keep us home. Like, that's what they want. That it'd be easier for them for us to pay a monthly service. But I wonder if that caps you, because you only make money on your subscribers, but you're making a guaranteed money. Where movie theater, you probably go 2 or 3 times a year. Some people, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know, man. And this is why Side by Side exists, because I really don't want to talk about numbers. I just want to talk about the movie. But you know what?
We've kind of gotten off the movies we were doing. You wanna go ahead and rate the ones we got? Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. This is a great conversation. I kind of like having a back and forth.
It is.
Yeah.
Because it's true, dude. Because we can't go because at first when I thought that we were going to go to the movies, that was already like bam, and then they opened them up. But then now there's little guidelines here, but they're not too bad. You know, I'll say that I want to pick at the movie theater I was at, but the employees seemed kind of bored and pissed off because there was only like one person, because it was an early showing and there's nobody there. But I'm like, it's a movie. And I'm that dad that was like, we got a first-time film watcher here, and they're like, okay, what do you want? I was like, hey man, like, come on, dude, it's his first time. You know? But at the same time, I'm like, that guy's doing his job. I'm not gonna tell him how to do his job. But so I was kind of like, I was that dad going in there. Look at it, look at this. But let's see, Moulin Rouge, 2001. It in IMDb, it is out of 269,131 votes. You got a 7.6.
7.6.
7.6. What you got on that Rotten?
Rotten Tomatoes. We have is certified fresh at 76% on Tomato Meter with 200 reviews, and then the audience score is going to be 89% at 250,000 reviews, which it's not bad. The critics' consensus on this is a love it or hate it experience. Moulin is all style, all giddy, over the top spectacle, but it's also daring in its vision and wildly original. It's original,
wildly original.
Yeah, where it has no original songs. I think that's very few original songs.
In that stupid sense of that title, of that phrase, wildly original, with that word original, they could say, well, no one's done this before. Like, no, this is like a remake of a remakes of remakes. This is what I'm talking about. Talk about Oscar bait. Look at this. 76% for the critics, which actually got certified fresh, and 89% for the audience. I might be wrong about this. It seems like this has more fans than I thought. I think it's a
little bit of both. Sometimes Oscar nominees are good movies too. It doesn't have to be either or.
Hey, Ragnarok, dude, that one left me. I want to go back and watch it again. The first time I saw it.
Yeah, oh yeah, that should have been nominated for Oscars. I don't know if any MCU movie has been nominated for an Oscar, and I don't understand why it shouldn't be. At least for costume design or something like that, you know. Yeah. Actually, Black Panther may have been nominated.
We'll find that out. That's actually something good to know, you know. So, La La Land 2016.
You know.
It's so this film real quick on La La Land. The budget was 30 million. Oh, god damn. Sorry. 30 million. It racked in $448.9 million. Sorry. That's like
say those numbers again real quick.
30 million budget, 448 million Like,
It almost made 100 times. No, it did make 100 times.
Yeah, I mean way more than that. Like,
Wow.
so like, because 12 times would be those. So then you multiply it, so it'd be 120. Yeah, it's like 100. I guess like 150.
No,
Something like
I
that.
guess it wouldn't be. It would be not 100 times. I don't know. I'm not.
I like to say that as well, dude. That's a lot.
We aren't mathematicians over here. Okay, we review movies. We don't know what math is. Let alone
Only,
review Black
and no,
Panther.
like in MCU, we believe in fairy tales. Like it's not math.
Little
That's
green
that,
fairies.
dude. This movie, I want to know how much Ryan Gosling got on this one. Damn, dude, 30 million, and you
Yeah,
brought in,
he could not have got. He must have taken something off the return. Maybe I don't know.
dude, 400. That's like 400,000. That's like 400% he
Oh
made.
wow, Black Panther won 3 Oscars. uh,
Special effects.
uh, Best achievement in music written for motion picture. Best achievement in costume design, production design.
The thing about those MCUs, it's all green screen though. I think that's what really hurts it.
Best motion picture of the year nominee.
I think.
That's impressive. Okay,
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
but Black Panther was a really good movie.
It was good. Um, I mean, I liked the Killmonger a little bit more than
Yeah.
the Tikal, but that's me. I'm not saying I like the villain all the time, but
Oh,
Jordan, yeah, does a good job.
let's see here. La
Michael
La
B.
Land
Jordan.
for yeah. IMDb is certified fresh 91% on the tomato meter with 464 reviews. And then the audience score is 81%. That makes sense. That
Yeah,
totally makes sense.
this is what I was saying. I was thinking Moulin Rouge would have been the other way around,
Yeah.
but this is this way.
No,
So you know,
it's the Moulin Rouge. I feel like is more um, La La Land's more cookie cutter. Moulin Rouge is not, and so you have Moulin Rouge has a more encompassing uh, audience
you're right,
than
and
La La Land would. You know?
that's exactly what cookie. I could see what you're talking about, cookie cutter. Yeah, you know your stuff, man. Because you're right. This I could see how this could follow a pattern and get through it. Now check this out with the Moulin Rouge, and this is where I was what you were saying earlier, like the cookie cutter with La La Land. But this one, see, I would think that the audience would be a lower score than this one. But this is like a movie. This is more like a cinema. So I bet you people on the certified fresh on the tomato meter, I think they wanted more of an Oscar, more of a theater performance, but they got a movie. We got a medium where La La Land is this a cookie cutter, but it feels like a musical inside a movie.
Yeah, definitely.
So wow, I mean these are crazy like amounts just to be racking in the dough.
Yeah, and then critics' consensus
La La
uh,
Land.
on La La Land is La La Land breathes new life into a bygone era with thrillingly assured direction, powerful performances, and an irresistible excess of heart. It's a pretty good description. Bygone it, yeah, genre, yeah, for sure.
Dude, yeah, this movie's pretty good. Like not like I kept my score. It didn't change when I gave my score in the beginning of the movie, and it stayed the whole way. Now Moulin Rouge, it saved itself at the end with
Yeah,
I think at the end it came a little undone. It comes a little bit zany and silly, but then the Satine death, you're McGregor, like you said, he brings it in. He completely brings in that whole the ending of this movie. He ties the he's the first person we see the sadness, and then that part he's not the last person in the movie, but the last that part it ties it in. So my score at one point was like an 11ish, and then it got down to like a 7 because of that ending. But then the ending saved it. So my score for Moulin Rouge out of the patented 13 is a 9, almost 8, but
fair
I give
enough.
it a 9. I
Fair
thought
enough.
just there's a lot of things that saved this movie that interest me, like the motion graphics, all the special effects in a way. The design is beautiful. Like I said, the story is, but you don't need a good story for this kind of production, you know. Is it Oscar bait? I thought it was, might not be. But yeah, I give this one a side by side 9. What you give it?
12.
Damn, damn. I thought I was at 11 for a while, man, but when it kind of came out at the end, it lost me.
I enjoy the hell out of the music. I like the movie. I would recommend this movie to just about anybody. that is that's why it gets 12. Plus, I've been watching it since 2001. I used to have.
Oh, you watch it a lot.
Yeah. We recorded it on a VHS tape, and I would rewatch it in my room and stuff like that. Yeah, it was really good.
Do
I
you
enjoyed it.
just top 10, top 15, top 25?
Probably definitely in the top 50.
Okay, top 50. That's good. It's
Just
an
to
honorable
give you
mention.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I own this movie, but I didn't. I only saw it.
Oh, I definitely own this movie. It's on Amazon Prime right now, but
Yeah.
definitely own this movie. And yeah, no, it's a good one. How do you feel in La La Land?
Oh man, dude, I don't want to give it a 13 because it's not really a 13 for me, but it's pretty damn close. Only because the story is so damn real to me, man. I could kid on all that. I can't give this story disrespect on the fact that I can relate to a lot of this movie on both character sides. Um, I feel like this might be. I mean, a lot of people saw this. How many people voted for this movie? 500,000? Yeah, 50,000.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll give this a 12, man. Scratch is 13. Scratch is 13, but this is a 12.
Yep.
What'd you give it?
13. Yeah.
13, yeah.
Yeah, 13.
So this is the first time you've seen it? When you saw it before, but you didn't remember it.
Exactly. This is almost like first time I've seen it, honestly. Like I had no recollection of what happened at all. But yeah, no, this it's a great movie. It's a fun movie to watch. If a movie can make me, if a drama / comedy musical can make me feel tense, they're doing something right. They're grabbing some kind of emotion.
Yeah.
And to be quite fair, it takes a lot for me to stay focused in a movie. Not that I have I may have ADHD and all that, but anyway, if it can grab my attention and like really suck me in for a good 30-40 minutes. I mean, don't get me wrong, if I'm watching a movie on my TV, there's a good chance that my phone's going to pop out for a second, and look down at it, stuff like that. But if you can hold me in for a good 30-40 minutes, then you're doing your job right. And especially if you can, like I said, just like whenever you see that sign saying this is Sebastian's place, and your heart just kind of sinks forward just a little bit, just like her face is just like you think you know where it's going, and then it takes that 5 years later, and then you're just like, oh, you're kind of thrown for a loop, and then the
loopy loop. Yeah, the loop got me.
You expect them to find each other, and oh my God, we get back together. But that's not how it happens. No, they find each other. They've moved on with life, at the very least, one of them has. And that's
this movie was.
That's why it's a great movie. Yeah,
surprisingly well made. Not for me. Like for me, I'm not gonna put musical down. Musicals are like badass. Yeah. I'm starting to understand, because it's a certain frequency you have to pick up on. It's out of the ordinary in a movie wise, but it might be ordinary to the viewer or the person that's going through the experience. And I think I'm right here where Ryan Gosling or Sebastian is playing, and Mia's dancing, and it's going back and forth. Like that shot is awesome. Yeah. That's a beautiful part. Like, see, it still has cinema in it. It still has movie. Like where it feels. I feel like Moulin Rouge, for the timing, maybe might have been limited, but it's very, very more, like I said, more musical in a way.
Yeah, it's not trying to be a musical like this movie is. Moulin Rouge is just its own thing. If we're being completely honest, it's a totally different way to look at a musical. As far as, I mean, don't get me wrong, there have been numerous people that have just reused music but done different things with it, remixed it. But I mean, I feel like Moulin Rouge is probably one of the first in the early 2000s to really get that train going. You see a lot of TV shows as well that will, like that Zoe's Infinite Playlist that's on NBC. I haven't seen that. No. I've seen like an episode, but it's essentially the same thing. You got shows like Glee. Yeah. I mean, where they redo stuff like that. So, I mean, there's definitely a market for it, and I feel like that Moulin Rouge really kind of set the set the path for these other TV shows and movies and stuff like that. At least from the start of the century till now. Uh, but it's just it is a musical in every sense of the word. It has the dancing, it has the music, it has the love story, which is normally essential in a musical. But it's a different flair. That's the best way I can describe. It's a different kind. It's not
Yeah.
where La La Land is more of that traditional like musical. It's almost like a tribute to the musicals from back in the day, you know.
And what I'm gathering from our conversation, and since you know way more about this than I do, is that La La Land, if you compare it to other musicals, it kind of has the same structure where Moulin Rouge is its own little, but
Yeah.
not to say that it's better or anything, but it's just its own little
Yeah.
division. Okay, that's what I've got. Those whole I need, yeah. Thanks for clearing that up because I thought it was the other way around. I was thinking Moulin Rouge was like the cookie cutter, and La La Land was the unique one. But you're saying that
Mm.
La La Land is the unique one in the sense in the same structure, but where if you really look at it, Moulin Rouge, it's all. And I'm like, yeah, because even just watching them right now, this hour or 45 minutes from watching them, just feeling, I'm like, yeah, they do got completely different vibes.
Yeah, and it's like saying either one is groundbreaking or one isn't groundbreaking and the other one isn't or is or isn't. They're both, like I said, they're the same thing, but they're different.
Yeah,
They're in the same vein, but they are not the same thing.
yeah,
Uh, for sure. And it's yeah, Moulin Rouge, I feel like could definitely hit a wider audience, whereas La La Land, by no fault of his own, is going to kind of limit its audience. I feel, you know, you're going to get a lot of, uh, God, I hate to be like stereotypical, but you're going to get a lot of white housewives that'd be like, "Oh, did you see La La Land? Oh man, that it was beautiful." You know,
it might
like
get a yeah steak.
you're
Like
gonna
that,
get a
yeah.
lot of the suburbs like, "Oh yeah, I went and
Yeah,
saw La La Land on Christmas Day." You know, that kind of stuff. Whereas Moulin Rouge is just like this wild party,
man, yeah, I'm happy you
and you're
said
just
that
kind of along for, yeah,
because I could see La La Land being a movie for those moms, for
yeah.
their children, for
It's
their
for these,
children, where sometimes artists get a bad rep because your parents can afford everything for you, so you can go off and go to art school and do all that. And with those other people like us, we just got to pay for it, figure it out. And I think this movie could easily go by like, oh, these like, well, they're not. They're actually show you that they're up and coming. So never mind.
oh yeah,
They're
no, they're struggling. I mean,
they're
I
struggling.
don't want to say that they're, but she does have the option to like come back home to Nevada, and that is like you said. I mean, it does. There are those things like that's not always an option for some people. They go
Yeah,
out
you're
and
right.
they risk everything.
They got to
Literally,
stay where they're at with
they
nothing.
have to stay where they're at and make it where they're at, and they don't have that option to come back home. You know, it's not so much of like, oh yeah, go follow your dreams. Like, get back to reality, bud. This isn't gonna happen.
True,
You know.
true.
So um, yeah, man. It's I mean, like I said, I don't want to, downgrade the film or anything like that. Just it just would I feel like La La Land is definitely going to speak to a certain audience and definitely and may not pick up with other people. It may, its target audience is probably going to hit it, but outside of that, you're not going to have a lot of people, "Oh my god, like I want to see La La Land."
Do you think La La Land just for the title itself, but do you think it's a little it might come off as too like
Too
open for
much?
too much or
Yeah.
something? Yeah.
Yeah. I think it
I
definitely
think you're
could, but
right.
that's the point. That's the point. And
Yeah.
all these other musicals before, I mean, they were over the top. You have these musical numbers that last for 3-4 minutes, and like just dancing, and then that's not even including all the music and
Yeah.
everything. So I think that's why it is the way it is, and why it's gonna
I did
just be viewed.
I do love the jazz. I do love the jazz vibe about it of like soul.
Yes,
This sucks you right in, man. And I
you
see
said Soul, man, and that's the exact movie I thought of was the
yeah.
Pixar movie. I was like, oh yeah, like, but I feel like Ryan Gosling does like, okay, if I was gonna sell somebody on jazz, and I had the option to pick Soul or La La Land. First off, it would depend on their age, and then second off, it would probably be La La Land because I was definitely sold a lot more on jazz
Yeah.
in La La Land. There's a lot more of it too,
Uh,
at least more. I don't know, maybe the same repetitive that same song that he plays over and over again, and it just kind of gets into your head. That's the kind of music I like. I like that. I like whenever you have a movie that can do that, that can just like play something over and over
yeah.
until you are just you know it, and it's part of the scene, and it helps build emotion in that scene. That's a special thing when you can do that with just a little piece of music in a
Yeah.
movie. And so
Man,
I think
yeah.
that's where the director um, really succeeded in making this a success, because it very easily could have been very campy and goofy and been like over the top, but it was over the top but under the radar at the same time. Like it kept a nice little middle ground in there. It wasn't trying to do too much. It was just trying to do enough to be like, hey, this is a musical, but it doesn't take you out. It takes you out of the world that you're in and brings you into its world. But I mean, to be fair, though, its world is the same world that you're in. What I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's
I'll, I'll say two things, man. Soul, it had see Soul kind of speaks specifically to me, so I understand that. So you're right. I couldn't really. I'd be like, it's good, it's really good, but it really speaks to me if you're following this category. Same thing with La La Land, but you're right. If I were to watch this movie on mute or put Moulin Rouge on mute, you would think La La Land could look like a movie,
yeah.
and if you watch Moulin Rouge, it's like some kind of crazy real life cartoon. But
So, so Moulin Rouge is what you put on before you're about to go out and party all night, and La La Land's what you watch when you're gonna stay home.
stay home. Yeah.
No, and when you're like, no, my cat's sick, and you just want to stay home and
Yeah, La La Land.
do that.
It's not too dramatic, but it's not uplifting either. It's like right in the middle.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it
right
balances
in the middle,
out.
dude. It totes the line hard and well. But that being said, man, we are slowly, minute by minute,
We're running out of
losing
time.
time.
So we
We're
at least
dying
know
just a little bit more.
every single second. All right, put it this way: we know what we're doing next week.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling. It's easy.
Okay, and what the second movies what is the other two movies we're doing?
Mortal Kombat.
All right,
We
so
already had it. We have it. Honestly, man, I was thinking about it while we were doing this. I think that should be the start of season 3. I think that would be a good little segue.
What are you thinking? What are you suggesting here for season 3?
We start with Mortal Kombat v Mortal Kombat.
Yes, I have that written actually right here.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
saying so not
Maybe I read it in your notes earlier.
No, not those. And then also, I'll tell you off camera because since we already know we're going next week, I'll tell you off camera what we could do for some other stuff. But we only have a few more minutes. Let's do the outro real quick. So let's see. So today we did 2 musicals, Moulin Rouge, and it has an exclamation mark. So Moulin Rouge, 2001. And we did La La Land, 2016. We are now moving on and venturing off into some beautiful territory. We've heard of the MCU. We have the MKU. We're going to the Outlands, and we're going to watch 1995's Mortal Kombat with the newly released 2021 Mortal Kombat. And does it have a different name, or is it called Mortal Kombat?
Nope, Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. So we're doing those back to back. Side by side. Yeah, we'll jump into those, and next week we'll see what the new season starts with. But this is official. Season 2 is now in the cans. We've done 2 seasons. I'm actually happy we ended up on a musical because I really I'm starting to get them more. You're starting to open up my eyes on the musicals, and really because you could do a lot with them if you do it right.
Yeah.
So
it's easy to tell a story if you can make it rhyme.
But you know what? Even if you do it wrong, I think a musical you could tell a good story.
Oh yeah. Well, I say if you make it rhyme. Like
I said right. And then
right.
I said if you make it
rhyme.
right. You said rhyme. I rap and I rhyme. I rhyme and I rip. What's the
rhyme and scene. And yeah.
All right, so we're moving on, everybody. Thank you for hanging in there with us for season 2. Season 3 is coming out as soon as season 2 is out. We have season 2.
Yeah, and if you heard it earlier, and we're bringing season 2 to you right at the end of season 2. Here it is. Listen up.
Catch up. Get your binge
Season 3 is
on.
about to start.
Get your binge on, because season 3 seems like something else. But get your binge on. Get 1 and 2 out the way. Get to know what we're doing.
The great thing about season 2 is we have a lot of newer movies too. So if you haven't seen these movies, you get to hear our recommendations for them. And like I said, spoilers. Also, we recommend that you just watch these movies before you come in, and then you can listen to our review and see if it is around the same as yours. If you have any differing opinions, send them our way for sure. We want to hear.
I like that. I like that.
What other people are thinking, because I mean that's what we initially started wanting to do. We want to talk about movies. We want to get input, and I mean just talking with me and you, we get different perspectives even while we're talking. So if somebody else has another perspective on what's going on, and that could even change what we think about something.
I like what you said too, because we actually have a little bit of outside perspective, gives a little nudge, and I think that was a good thing. So I'm open to the suggestions, because that I think that little nudge kind of brought us more into modern time, which we both had on the mind. We just didn't know how to bring it up. But once we went that route, I was like, all right, it's fair game. It's all fair game. I love it. Season 2 is our, we have our figured out season 1. Season 2 is the sequel, and then we got the 3rd one coming out. I look forward to season 3. I've been having a great time with you, brother. And you're right, when we started this, it was just talking about movies, and we're getting a little bit better. It's actually sharpening up a lot of my skills, and just I'm learning a lot more from just the movies that we watch. And if you watch a movie and you don't like our opinion, go back and watch it and leave us a comment. Let us know what we need to, not clean up, but we want to know what people are doing. What other opinions are out there.
Yeah, and we're not about bashing movies or giving negative reviews, but hey, this is a free world. If you want to do that and you want to let us know, you let us know why you don't like that movie, and we'll take it with a grain of salt. We're not going to sit there and be like, oh no, you're wrong. We want to hear your opinion.
Yeah, it's an appreciation channel, but your opinions are welcome. But
yep, we'll take what you give us.
All right, well, Ben, it was nice hanging out with you like always.
Yes, sir.
We got another season down in the can. So, well, everyone, we will see you sooner than you would think. See y'all later.